Elden Ring, Ocarina of Time, Tetris, Mario Galaxy 1, Mario Galaxy 2, Mario Galaxy 3. All of these games have one huge thing in common. They weren't created by a single Norwegian YouTuber named Danny. Danny is an extremely talented YouTuber turned milk drinker turned game developer that has spawned in such titles as Crab Game, Carlson, and the one, the only, Muck. Where does Danny come from? I don't think that's him. Muck is a survival resource collection game akin to Minecraft, or Fortnite, or even Fortnite. The goal is simple. Collect as many materials as you can, craft better armor and weapons, and do whatever it takes to rebuild your broken down ship so you can leave the world of Muck. I grabbed up some victims, I mean friends, and it was time to begin our journey. Pick up a rock, slap a tree, turn off the Haikyuu OST, and get to work. Getting better tools was easily the highest priority goal, but instead of mining and hard labor, there was a much better way to do that. We just had to find a village, and 30 seconds in, that's what happened. Each village comes equipped with chests to loot and its own set of victims. I mean villagers. Some are just here to run around, but others allow you the ability to trade. So if I wasn't so poor, I could buy some soup. Most importantly though, was this guy. Not only does the smith sometimes sell ores to make equipment, he outright has the chance to sell high-tier tools themselves. The effectiveness of each tool varies on the mineral used to craft it, starting with wood and going all the way up to adamantite. Except for swords, which has a lot more cool options, but we'll talk about that later. For now, I was set on getting the money needed to buy some shiny new gadgets. The only real way to get money, just like corporate America, was from monsters, and they only spawn at night, so I had to sit around and wait out the day. Another crucial point about the villagers is if a player hurts them, they all become extremely violent, stop selling their items, and attack you mercilessly. Good thing that wasn't going to happen. I hit him. Okay, so now we weren't going to be buying that super cool sword and had to dispose of all of them before they murder me just like that. Okay, they all killed me. So the first night was a bust, but now it was daytime. My friends could revive me and I gotta pick back up my garbage, but there was a silver lining in all of this. Hidden in one of the village's chests was a spear tip, a very rare item that can craft the best melee weapon in the game, the chief's spear. So without the village, it was time for a new plan. Make the chief's spear and find another village. My hunger bar was depleting, so what better way to solve that than to tear down this island's ecosystem for my own satisfaction? You didn't see that. With the night upon us again, though this was my first night, technically, I took to farming goblins and dinosaurs alike so I could get lots and lots of money. Fortunately, this time, I survived, and really, it wasn't even close. I'm doing great. Curiously, I approached a statue and Challenge Gronk appeared. I had a very, very bad feeling about that, so instead I decided to challenge a combat shrine. These things spit out tiny, easier enemies that you can kill for some quick gold. Oh, come on. Get revived again, pick all my shit back up, and find some juice. Muck has ways to get stronger outside of just getting a sharper sword. There's also lots of power-ups that can be used to increase your attack power, jump height, total health, lifesteal, peanut butter, and lots more. That is what's in all these expensive-ass chests. While wandering the wastelands and enjoying the scenery around me, I spotted a small smoke trail rising above the hill. Scaling it as if it were Everest, I discovered another village. Not only was there a smith who was selling rocks, there was a woodcutter who was selling dark oak wood, the only other necessary material to create the chief's spear. With a mere 150 gold, the best weapon in the game would be ours. The night raged on and we fought valiantly to get our coin. I can't read, so I accidentally bought oak wood instead of dark oak wood, but nevertheless our goal was in sight. During the night some friends had fallen, and before we could create the ultimate weapon, we wanted them back in the world of the living. So we ventured back over to revive everyone. We all died. Pick up a rock, slap a tree, make a workbench, craft a wood axe, start a combat shrine, except this time I'm gaming, grab a legendary item, and suddenly it's like nothing even happened. I don't even remember what it was like to feel death's cold embrace. Pick up some broccoli. This attempt was already off to a better start, as I was able to grind monsters with relative ease and quickly get power-ups. Peanut butter. For the first time so far, we all made it through the night without a single death. No! Don't worry, still alive. pick up some broccoli. I spent 3 full, actually real minutes fighting and running away from these stone golems, but it was all worth it in the end because my girlfriend stole the power up. Hey, look, a village! This time around, we don't quite have the stuff for a god weapon, but finally I wasn't straight up dirt poor, so I got to buy some meat pies and an adamantite axe. Might not be a sword, but it was doing damage. After a couple more days of death, destruction, and orange juice, we came across another village, only this time they sold obamium ore. Forget your diamonds, your gold, your lapis, your emeralds. In the world of Muck, obamium ore was the best craftable material you could find in nature, or through capitalism. We just had to make it past night 4. Oh my god. Oh my god! I was going to die. Have you ever heard of a difficulty check? A tall wall you need to overcome, a boss that is particularly tough to beat, a minecart level that you spent way too long on? This was Muck's Big Chunk. Big Chunk is one of several bosses that we're going to be fighting. Fortunately, Big Chunk isn't too terrible to deal with. He's just mostly, well, big. With him out of the way for now, we could focus on gearing up over the next few days so that we could be ready for whatever hell awaits us. What? Oops. Eventually, I was revived, got the obamium to make my obamium sword, made my obamium sword, bought a mithril pick just in case I found some cool rocks, and we're back to our usual nighttime hellscape. Eventually, the villagers had started to rise up in tyranny to try to overtake us. This might have been because they were afraid of our iron fists, and probably not because I accidentally hit one of them. Either way, they had officially served their purpose and needed to be disposed of, or so I thought. But I quickly realized my mistake, because now how on earth was I supposed to get any more obamium for armor? I do have a mithril pickaxe now to go mining, but mithril can mine every single ore except for obamium. And we could find another village, but I didn't want to. Oh, dumbbells. I gathered up all my Ligon shrooms and important belongings, trashing the rest. I was preparing to set out on a journey of self-fulfillment when Buff Chief spawned in. Another boss. Within 9 seconds, that's 9 seconds, 3 of our team members, of which there were only 5, including myself, were completely wiped out, leaving it up to us last 2 heroes to take on the mantle of this challenge. Okay, within 60 seconds, I was down and out, but Chief was dangerously weak, and our final challenger had managed to get full obamium armor, making it so that there was no way. Within 180 seconds to beat Muck, I needed to figure out a new game plan. Much like Dwayne Johnson did in The Game Plan. Then it hit me. A strategy that has never failed me before. I'm gonna do the exact same thing again. And this time, hope that it works. Cut the dead weight, rock, tree, workbench, tools, monsters. Turns out we spawned 5 feet away from a village. All I had to do was turn around. Before it was even day 3, we had effectively got the best pickaxe we could get and a very strong sword to defend ourselves. I took to scavenging the plains for more resources, items, gold, and a whole lot of meat. Obamium ore wasn't available to buy here, but it didn't take long at all before we found it out in the world ready to be collected. How long does this take? I ran into my first bit of trouble moments later. I needed an adamantite axe, so I could also get higher tier woods. I could buy the ore itself, but I couldn't make an adamantite axe unless I already had the higher tier woods I needed. I broke down crying for about 5.4 seconds until luckily there was a shopkeep selling mithril ore and fir wood, which meant I could make a mithril axe and then use that axe to chop down an oak tree so I could make an adamantite axe. Yes, this makes sense. When I went to make the axe, the option wasn't there. I broke down crying for about 7.3 seconds this time, until I forgot to cook the raw ore into shiny polished bars. Anyways, finally get an adamantite axe. If I ever have to say the word adamantite again, I'm gonna scream. It wasn't even the 4th night, and we had incredible amounts of obamium ready to be smelted. We just had to make it through the... Before I could fully process what even happened, we were locked in combat with the Chief. To say this fight was easy is an overstatement. In the Chief's last final moments, he bestowed upon me a gift. The spear tip. Once again, I had another shot to make the greatest weapon Muck had ever seen. As a new day rises once again, my obamium sword is crafted and I set out once more for peanut butter. We summoned Big Chunk, actually Buff Big Chunk. Just one of those guys was so easy. so how about 3? This was the first time this attempt I had come so close to dying, but then I found some orange juice and it turned out alright. Even still, as strong as we were getting, with each day that passed, the enemies were also getting even stronger. However, we had something up our sleeves. Without much preparation at all, I realized I could already craft the Chief Spear and did so with zero hesitation. Hey, it's Editing Jackson here. I just realized that you could actually argue the best weapon in the game is the Nightblade because it does 7 more damage per second than the spear, but I actually literally don't care, so make sure to subscribe and comment down below. Eventually, I made my way over to the boat. This was to be our escape vessel off this vacation resort of an island. To rebuild the boat, we needed lots of various materials, but most importantly, we needed to find the 5 gems. You can spot their locations easily on the map, so finding them wasn't the challenge. The challenge was each of the jewels came equipped with a boss that we haven't talked much about yet. The Guardian. The Guardian itself is not that tough to beat, but they have multiple moves that can explode you in an instant if you're not careful, or an endless beam that will annihilate you if you're not behind cover, which is why we built these very sturdy and capable wooden walls. But we were able to quickly regroup and beat the shit out of him, earning us the blue gem. Remember how at the start we'd have to slap trees with rocks like little babies? Watch what I can do now. I've evolved past the need for more than a single swing. Took the chance to repair the boat a little bit, beat this guy in actually 5 seconds, and now we set out for more gems. After an incredible display of strength, we were able to take the pink gem for ourselves, and with the green gem in close proximity and our bloodthirst rising, we took our party to the next destination. We opted to hunker down for the night before spawning the Guardian, so that way we could handle the nighttime terrors first. This is where things started to go wrong. Right as a new day arrived with brightness and hope, my team departed to the afterlife in tragedy and despair. There were way too many monsters surrounding their gravestones for me to revive them normally, but fortunately there were totems around the map that could spawn in allies for a price. By the way, if I ever walk in this circle and get hit by one of those moves that I said could explode me in an instant, I would be exploded in an instant. To my luck, the totem was close by and I was able to get everyone back safely as we finished off the last of the horde, and I was just hoping that I wouldn't have to use the totem again. That's foreshadowing, folks. Anyways, Guardian defeated, the green gem was now ours, and 40 seconds later, another Guardian defeated, the red gem was now ours. There was now only one single gem left to get before we could power the boat. Again, it turned to night, and we decided to wait it out, only this time, no one died. Morale was at an all-time high. We summoned the final Guardian in our way without an ounce of fear. I'm dead. Wait, what did I just say? There goes my attempt at a flawless run, but the Guardian was still destroyed and I was revived, and once more got to pick back up all of my garbage. After briefly being unable to find my Chief Spear.
Oh, the Chief Spear?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the spear?
It looked like an arrow.
Eventually all was located and a full set of the jewels had finally been collected. All that was left was to fix the boat, which ended up being a lot more complicated than I expected because we needed all of these things. If we had smartly collected them throughout the game and prepared the boat from the start, we would have been fine, but no one ever said we were smart. With that began a rush to grab anything and everything we needed to fix the boat. Duct tape, glue, paper towels, you name it, we had it. That was until night 14 when good old Starkey got shot in the back of an alley by a Guardian beam, leaving me to have to sprint across the entire map and dodge all these attacks looking for a homie spawning station. After navigating the plains like a Squid Game glass bridge, I made it all the way back to camp, and then things just got horrible. This is Mumford. He's my girlfriend's cat. He's super cute, super sweet, and also a little troublemaker. This meant that now we were down to only 2 of us. We made a feverish dash to get all the materials we needed to leave Muck Island before a new night came, but it turned out that Lyra had a lot of the resources on her when she lost the 1v1 to an 11-pound little guy. Day 18 arrived. With everything completed, we finished up some touches and placed the gems into their rightful spots. Finally, we were given the option to leave Muck. As we set sail, we could feel the wind whizzing past us and watched back as the entire island seemed to become completely covered in water. We enjoyed our final goodbye, and for a moment, I felt like I was gonna miss this place. A lot had happened, but I had my friends by my side, and I was happy to see the adventure completed. What the fuck is that? Before we could leave, a huge fiery dragon spawned named Bob, and it seemed like he was angry that we wanted to leave, or maybe, I don't know muck lore, he's shooting fireballs at me. With an intense fight raging on with Bob, I felt more powerful than ever, getting the chance to swing my spear hazardly at this creature's neck. And after a long fought battle, it was over. The island of Muck, the journey of Muck, the legend of Muck had come to an end. We were absolutely victorious, and after everything that happened, there was only one question on my mind.
I gotta ask you something.
What's up?
What's Muck backwards?